Good afternoon, everyone. By the way, we are the group Skinner, and I am the first reporter. I am Kian Naisip, and today, me and my group are going to discuss about the fourth topic entitled Enhancing Language Skills Through Digital Storytelling. So here, we provided or highlighted keywords for us to easily understand the topic or what really the topic is all about. First is enhancing. So what is enhancing? It means to improve and developed. Second is language. It is the system of communication consisting of words. It is also a system of conventional spoken, manual, or written symbols by means of which human beings, as members of a social group and participants in its culture, express themselves. Third is the skills. It is our talent or ability. Fourth is digital. It is any communication media that operate with the use of any of various encoded machine-readable data formats. It also included the applications, media platforms, and devices that we are using nowadays. Last is the storytelling. It is the process of using fact and narrative to communicate something to your audience. So if we combine these five, this will then mean that how the use of digital storytelling are able to help enhancing our language skills or how it is able to scaffold or give assistance in teaching and learning languages. According to the researchers, creating digital stories helps develop macro skills, and these macro skills of language are the things we should consider or acquire in teaching and learning language. It is classified into two, the brain input and output skills. The input refers to the processable language the learners are exposed to, or also known as the receptive skills, whereas the output is the language produced or also known as the productive skill. So the brain input skills are the following. Again, brain input skills are also known as receptive skills, which its only purpose is to receive and to understand language. So first in the list is listening. There are many kinds of listening, either marginal, attentive, critical analysis, critical evaluative, and appreciative listening. These listening skills find their place in classroom instruction through strategies that teachers employ for students to acquire and learn. In storytelling, appreciative listening is developed as well as attentive listening. Second is a reading. In reading, this is very important since comprehension occurs through connections to experiences, feelings, and ideas. During storytelling activities, the tellers may inject songs, rhymes, even questions that elicit predictions and inferences. It is also in this part where think alouds are ideal as it helps establish what-if moments leading to creative thinking. Next is the brain output skills or the productive skills, which its only purpose is to produce language. So first on the list of brain output skill is speaking. When a story is heard, two things happen. First, meaning is taken from it. Second, it is shared through retellings, role plays, songs, chants, and the like. Storytelling sessions are venues where the listener takes in a message or story and sends it back to convey it to another through oral means. Second is writing. Upon reaching the finish line of a storytelling session, post-storytelling activities that involve writing can be done. This is the part when listeners can give feedback through writing, and feedback may be in the form of letters, essays, posters, advertisement, poems, scripts, and some creative productions like the staging of a reader's theater or a mini-skit play is not far-fetched. According to Kaminsky and Kitsuriyami in 2018, today's learners are more demanding and are willing to discover new ways to apply, extend, and expand on existing knowledge, which is very noticeable nowadays since we have already high technologies, devices, platforms, and internet. The learners can now discover and research on their own. Since internet offers a variety of ideas and wide information in which can help assist and in answering their questions and queries. Unlike before, the traditional learners has only limited knowledge about a certain topic since technology is still unknown to them. And without the technology integration in their lessons, it makes it more harder for them to visualize, comprehend, and analyze a certain topic, since they are only seeing blackboards and manila papers, whereas now we have already cell phones, TV screen, laptop, and any academic related devices. To make it more clear, I will differentiate the traditional and modern educational system or the situation of the learners. In traditional education system, it is first teacher centered. It is more focused on the teacher, and the educator does almost all the talking while students continue to listen and remain silent. Second, it only focuses on subject specific knowledge such as content knowledge and pedagogical content knowledge, and its ability to apply the knowledge to master demanding classroom situations. Third, it is a one-way transfer knowledge since the teacher is the only one teaching and implying his knowledge to the learners, and the learners will just sit, wait, and comprehend. Fourth, it is passive and limited knowledge only, where it is only requires the learners to absorb, assimilate, consider, and translate information. Fifth, lastly, it is theoretical. It means learning anything without adopting practical approach. It helps learner understand why one technique is successful while the other fails. Whereas modern education, with the help of technology integration, it becomes first learner-centered, wherein learners are the main focus and learners are always involved in teaching and learning process, wherein they are asked to cooperate and participate. It is Second, it is a subject-specific and skill-based knowledge. The educator does not only focus on content and pedagogical content, but also it aims to build upon knowledge by developing practical expertise in a particular area. Third, it is a multi-way transfer of knowledge since the students are now involved in teaching and learning process wherein the teachers and student can both benefit and learn knowledge from each other. Fourth, it is interactive and engaging since there are a lot of creative activities that can be done with the help of technology. Fifth, or the last one, it is conceptual and practical, which assists our mental concepts and lets students to experience or engage in an action in which is also helpful in our real life experiences. In this advent of technology or the digital world, our education system are also affected. That is why here are the following response of our new system. First is to have a more flexible and modernized curriculum. Curriculum flexibility is conceptualized in terms of adaptability and accessibility of the curriculum to students' needs and capabilities. And also, modernized curriculum means integrating technology, adapting to the changes in the present time, and more focus on the learners. Second is that changes in the technological pedagogical role of the teacher and learner, and the main purpose is to change how teachers and students gather, access, analyze, present, and transmit information. This can democratize information in classrooms as well as help differentiate instruction, particularly for students with special needs. Also, understanding of how particular technologies can change both the teaching and learning experiences by introducing new pedagogical affordances and constraints. Lastly, is creating new culture of teaching and learning that focuses in developing the student's speaking, reading, writing, and learning abilities by giving activities that can both imply these four skills, and one of those activities is the storytelling. So in language education, storytelling is a common requirement that aims to share one's stories, culture, knowledge, values, language, and others, and it can be done orally or in written. Oral storytelling is telling a story through voice and gestures, whereas written is done by writing. But the difference of the two is that oral story is spontaneous, in the moment, and performative, whereas a written story is a static creation and fixed. Storytelling takes us in many forms, including epic, poems, chants, rhymes, songs, and it also encompasses myths, legends, fables, religion, prayers, proverbs, and instructions. And all this form can tell a lot about a person or a place. Second is that storytelling is the oldest activities in the classrooms and in the community. Storytelling is universal and is as ancient as humankind. Before there was writing, there was already storytelling. It occurs in every culture and from every age. It exists to entertain, to inform, and to promulgate cultural traditions and values. In addition, is that storytelling is as old as culture. Many societies have long established storytelling traditions. The stories and performance thereof function to entertain as well as educate. Lastly, is that storytelling contributes to the literacy development, wherein it aims to teach the macro skills such as reading, writing, speaking, and listening. There are four macro skills involved in communication and language arts. And again, that is listening, speaking, reading, and writing. These macro skills can be further divided into sub-skills that somehow connect from one to another. For example, listening skills are necessary to acquire sounds of letters and new words. Thus, it leads the listener to produce the sounds and speak the words. Writing the words help in remembering. When the words are read, meaning and context are shaped. The world of digital storytelling, or the storytelling can now be done in digital. Digital storytelling uses multimedia tools to bring narratives to life. Digital stories can be used to explain a concept, to reflect on a personal experience, to retell a historical event, or to make an argument. Digital stories are typically videos that combine audio, images, and video clips to tell a story.
I am Gunat Franz Tumampok, and I will be introducing to you the numerous researchers who proves that digital storytelling can bring benefits to students and to individuals. The first researchers are Olivia and Bidara 2017. According to them, digital stories are very helpful because they help develop understanding individual experiences and perception of real world among learners. They have proven that by digital storytelling, we can express our emotions, we can share our experiences on that moment or on that day, and it helps us to understand and get information about the happenings of surroundings. The second researchers are Rong and Nor 2019. For them, digital storytelling was able to improve kindergarten pupils' achievement in moral instructions. They have done their research in Oyo State, wherein they have proven that digital storytelling can help individuals to be more knowledgeable and understandable, even the little learners. According to Lenet et al. 2019, digital storytelling is a valuable and ethical research tool to engage in collaborative research. According to Australia True Woman at Risk, Mark Drury, and Alterio 2000, digital storytelling is a pedagogical tool that provides student-centered learning strategies based on learners' engagement, reflection, project-based learning, and the effective integration of technology into instructions. Lastly is Gills 2005. According to Gills, digital storytelling enables teachers to elucidate certain complex topics in a simple manner and create real-life or problem-solving situations where learners get actively involved. Gills proved that educators can also benefit digital storytelling by using it in discussing or elucidating a complex topic to students in a simple manner. They can also use it to conduct an activity where all students can actively involve. In addition, Portugal also proves that the use of digital storytelling among secondary school students encourage multimodal literacy. While in southern Taiwan, digital storytelling technique improve elementary school students' learning motivation, problem-solving competence, as well as their learning achievement. Now let's proceed to the different storytelling tools that exist according to Kinapin 2018. Number 1 is the Stellar app. This is a free storytelling application developed by Mombo Labs in the year 2014. This will let you create photo and video stories with an emphasis on design. This app will allow users to combine text, images, and videos to create a visual and virtual storybook that can be shared across many social media networks. I know you are all familiar with the app called Instagram. We often make our stories there and shared it to our social media accounts like Facebook, Messenger, or whatever. Just the same with the Stellar app, we make stories about our experiences or happening based on reality and post it and either share it to our social media networks. I have provided 10 tips of using Stellar app. First, choose an engaging picture to use for your little page. Second, don't make your story long. Third, use text. Fourth, connect with the community. Fifth, choose the prime time or perfect timing in order to collect a lot of viewers. Sixth, hashtags exist on Stellar Tool or use the most common hashtags. 7. Plan your story or review it before uploading. 8. Post regularly. 9. Link your Stellar to other networks. Number 10. Share.
I thought I'd give you a little tutorial about the Stellar app, which is this one here. I've been using Stellar for ages, and it's just a great place to anchor your weekly photos or a project of photos. It's just a really good photo album place. It is a social place as well, so you can get followers and comments. But personally, I find it a really useful photographic document or sketchbook. So these are lots of stories that you can dip into. There are lots of travel stories on Stellar. So I don't know, this is one about Asakusa in Tokyo, Japan. You can add text. Ooh, this is a nice one. And it's just a personal document. So like I said, these are lots of different ones. You can also go to the Explore page here, and there are all sorts of other ones that you can look at: food and drink, creative, they're all categorised. However, like I said, tend to use it as a sketchbook, a photo document, or a place to park a project, either a personal one or one I've created for someone. But what I really love are creating weekly snaps. And these are basically photographs that I've taken in the week. There may be all sorts of things that have inspired compositions on the table. I don't know, painting, films, anything I've seen that I feel is somehow useful visually. So this weekly snaps here has 37 pages, so I'm not going to go through it all. But basically, yeah, I've got flowers, things that I'm out and about doing, little video, turnip there, just quite liked it, found it interesting. The bike, Chelsea Physic Garden, pastels, again, stripes, funny little chair, buttons. So you can upload all sorts of things, as I said. But I'm going to show you how to upload a story, because some people say, oh, it takes ages. And I have basically used a template over and over again, so I can load one up as quickly as possible. So you go to the plus, and I always choose classic, but there are all sorts of different designs you can choose from. Classic I find is the simplest one. And then it goes to select your media. What I tend to do first is save the photographs I want to put in a Stellar story in an album. So I have put these in September weekly snaps. So all these images here potentially can go in this story. Some of them I haven't edited yet, and some of them I have. So I will choose one for the cover page first. Why not this one with mucky hands? So number 1 that you choose is always going to be the front cover, but I'll show you later how you can swap them around. So for now, I'm just going to add them like this, because this was the order they were taken. Sometimes I don't put them all in. So 20 is the maximum upload, and then you press import and wait a little while. So as I said, the first one you put on is always going to be the title page. I'm going to change that. You double tap. You can change the font. I prefer it like that, but you have all sorts of different fonts you can use. You can also change the size if you want. I'm going to keep it at 36. You can also change the alignment. and the colour. Second one is where you put your hashtags. So I'm going to put see what I see. There are lots of stories on see what I see. I'll just leave it at that for now. The second page is somewhere where you can add text. I always get rid of that because I don't want to add text. I just want it to be photos. So I've got lots of photos going on here. I quite like, if they're square, changing the layout so it's a unified look, but it's completely up to you. So I'm going for the third one along, which has no text on it. And then these are all like that, so I just go through changing the layout. So it might take a bit of time, but it's not difficult. And what I tend to do as well is I will add an end page. So I'll go back to my album and choose an image I haven't used in the story. Maybe I use this as an end page. And I change the layout for this. I go right to the end, and because there are all sorts of different layouts you can use. Things like this, where you can add text. I quite like that one. But I just always, for the end page, use this. Because I do a very simple thing where I go more at 5footinf.com, and then I usually do Instagram.com/5footinf. Don't actually have to do that, because I'll show you how, because you can put links in here. So then to put a link in, copy and paste, I select that, copy, tap again, add link, paste the link in, and then it becomes underlined, so it will take you directly there. You can do that to anything. It doesn't have to be on a website, it could be on the word more. Copy. So you might just want to link it, I don't know, to your Instagram or your Facebook, or you might not want to link it at all. But I just do. If you want to change the order of any of your photos, you go tap on pages, and you can shift them around. Put there. These are Cheeks' paws, by the way. I might put them next to my hand. So you can sort anything out like that. And then if you wanted to change a layout, you could. If I want to add text, I often use this one, and you tap on it, and you can write anything you want. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go back to the layout that I wanted. So when you think you've got it all together, you can have a little look at it like that. And literally, I think the stuff that takes time on Stella is the text. And so I'm all for saving time and making things simple. So I prefer to just make a very basic weekly story. And then you can have a look at how it's going to look when you press preview. And it's like a flip book. There, so that sort of looks okay. Kind of always go back. You can always go back and change something, change the order of something like that. And then when you're happy, you press done or save. So then it will save in your drafts. When you're ready to publish it, you go back into it, go back into edit story, back into preview, and then publish. So when you're ready to publish, which I am now, publish, and it goes to uploading. This takes a little while. It takes longer if you have lots of video, and the more photos you have, it takes longer to upload. But I think I've got 21 pages or something, so this is just an average one. So story published, and then it gives you the option to share on Twitter, and I'll do that later actually. What I might do is share it on Pinterest, because it will save the front page. And so I've got Stella Stories. There you go. And then you go back to Stella, and then press done. And there it is. It's within your stories, and then it's on the new bit of Where to Have an Explore of various other stories. But more importantly, you've got it saved there, and you can go in and look through it. I hope this has been helpful, and it'd be great to see some of your Stella stories.
Hey everyone, I'm Aliana Tapal. So Adobe Spark Page. Adobe Spark Page is a free online web where you can encode or design your page. Also, you can encode your own web story using the videos, pictures, and text. So this is how you use the app. First, download the app through Play Store, or you can search it on www.adobespark.com. And second, start with a temple or a blank page. Third, add your content. And fourth, edit your page. And lastly, finish and share your website.
All right, let's get started with Adobe Spark page. So I'm going to tap on my app. As soon as I open my app, we're going to go ahead and tap on that plus sign in the very bottom of the middle of the screen to begin our project. So before I even start my project, to the right in the top corner, I'm going to tap on that magic wand, and you'll see you have an option of several different themes to choose from. I'm going to choose Baldwin. And once you do that, you can begin your project. So I'm going to put in my text, and it is space. It's going to be my topic, and then it's going to prompt me to add a photo. You have several different ways you can add photos. You can see them all here on the right. They have some stock photos in there, other search engines for photos, but I'm going to go directly to my iPad. Once you put your image in there, it'll prompt you to scroll to start writing a story. So when we scroll, you get a little menu that pops up that shows you all the different ways you can add content, all the different types of content you can add within your page project. So I can do a photo. When you add that photo, you'll see the different options you have of how that photo can be placed on your page. You can add a caption. When you add caption, you'll see the menu that pops up at the very top. These options are for my text that I added as a caption. I can bold it, italicize it. You can even hyperlink it if you like. Text. When I put my text in here, this option, you have header 1, which will make my font bigger. So they're very simple options for students, but you can just tap on them and change it to header 1 or 2. I can also align the way I want my alignment of my text. I can force the alignment to center, to left, or right. You can add buttons, and buttons you can hyperlink to other media outside of Adobe Spark page. So I'm going to put text on my button, then I'm going to add a website. And then you'll see here I have the options of how I want that placed on my page. It also allows me to align it. Video, you can just add a link into your video, paste it, and it'll add the content and embed those videos directly into your Adobe Spark page project. Photo grid is just as it says. You can choose several photos, create a grid of those, and then for every single photo, you can go in and change the size or the placement of that photo within your Adobe Spark project. Slideshow, you can add several pictures in, and what this does is it allows you to add text on top of your images within this slideshow. So it'll automatically prompt you to add text. And as you choose, you see the pictures are full screen and the text is on top of that. You can add videos. And you can also add a button to link out again. Let's try that again. We'll add a button. We'll add our link. And you can also change on any photo if you tap on it the focal point, because as it moves around, if whatever you want to focus, and you'll see it right there in the top right hand corner, so it will adjust itself on that page so that when it does scroll, that part of my photo is the main focal point of it. All right, so I have finished my Adobe Spark page project, and if I want to preview it, I will tap here on that third icon here with the play button, and I can see and scroll through and see, tap on that, and see my content, my web page. Now, once I'm done and I'm happy with my project, I'm going to share it. So that's that icon here in the top right hand corner, my share button. I will select the category that it will be in and create the public link. I will take this link and share it as my published Spark page project. Thank you for watching this.
Couplets, an iPad and a web page tool to help students capture and organize ideas. It's also a great and easy to use app and allows us to think and learn visually through creating simple graphic organizer. With Couplet, learners can capture facts, thoughts, and ideas in a different ways and immediately connect, visualize the relationship between them by viewing their screen.
Started. Inside, you can see that the screen is very simple. Many students will want to start by changing the color of their background. To do this, they can click the square and a list of colors will come up. Once the background color is selected, students will start creating their poplet by adding popples or the bubbles that they will be adding their information to. To create a poplet or a popple, they'll have to double click the screen and their popple will come up. The popple can be easily manipulated and moved around the screen, but for most of the time, you're going to leave it in the middle. You will notice the popple has some shapes and tools around the outside of it. The black squares will allow you to increase and decrease the size of the popple. At the bottom of the popple, you will see a rectangle that will allow you to change the color of the popple. You will see the typing or texting feature, which allows students to type inside of the box. The next is the pen tool, which students can again choose a color and then write inside of the box. And the last one is a picture, which will allow students to either insert a picture that's already in their camera roll or take a new photo. Now that we've gone over the basics of the tools, let's start by creating a very simple popple. Inside, I'm going to type in the number 10. You can see on the right-hand side that I'm able to decrease or increase the size of the text. I'm going to leave it big for today. Around the outside of the popple, there are 4 gray circles. These gray circles are called linkers. In the light version of Poplet, students will be able to add 4 linkers to their main popple. I am going to show you how to add 4 linkers to this popple and to use the different kinds of features at the bottom so that students can use a variety of different tools to show their work. For the first linker, I'm going to click on the gray circle, and for this name for 10, I'm going to type in a name. So we'll type in 3 plus 7 to show a name for 10. Now, if I want to move these popples over and put them in the center, I'm going to touch on the screen and I can move it around and manipulate it and while those pieces are together. To add my next linker, I'm going to click on the main box and I will tap another gray circle. This time, I am going to write in another name for 10. I'm going to select a new color and I'm going to show tallies this time to show a name for 10. Once I'm done inside of that popple, I can click back onto the background of the screen and it takes me back to the beginning. I'll center it again and then click on my main popple. I'm going to click on the linker again. This time I think I'm going to use the keyboard to do some emoji adding. So I'll add my emojis and we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strawberries plus 4 blueberries to show another name for 10. Again, if I want to change the size of this popple, I'll click on the rectangle and use those arrows to pull it out. Once I have it pulled out, I can also slide it over so that it's not on top of my main popple. To move this again, I will touch the background of the screen and recenter it if I would like to. And now I'm going to click the main popple again, and I'm going to click a linker, and I'm going to add another name for 10. This time I'm going to write out the name or number word for 10. Now that I have all of my popples filled up, I can go to the gear, click on Select All Popple, and this will allow me to squeeze the popple in to make it smaller or push the popple out to make it bigger. Once my popplet is exactly how I want it, students can click Export and save their image. It says that the image is successfully loaded into the library, and this is a great way that students can show their accountability by saving their work. If I click out of my app and go into my camera roll, you can see that the work that they just created is saved inside of their app. It's important to save their work because it will not save itself. If students want to start another popplet, all they have to do is hit Clear All, click Clear All again, and it will take them back to the beginning so that they can start creating a new popplet.
Good day everyone, I'm Dimple Dirametares, and today let's talk about WeVideo. So WeVideo is a video editing software application that it is free for everyone. So 3 things to learn about WeVideo. First off, it is easy, fast, and flexible. Create like a pro in no time at all. Add features like green screen for a big budget look without the cost or difficulty. Edit videos with 0 upload time using the free online video editor. And also, you may choose from multiple formats to stand out on social media, web, and mobile displays. Second, it has a built-in stock media. Only the WeVideo offers the unlimited use over 1 million stock media involving videos, images, and music track. And lastly, create anywhere. You can make videos on any device including Chromebook, Mac, Windows, and mobile, and edit on the go in the mobile apps for Android and iOS devices. Also, it has cloud-based flexibility, which means you get unlimited storage for your media. And now, let's take a look on a short tutorial on how to use WeVideo.
Hi, my name is Andrew. I'm with WeVideo, and today we'll be showing you a few tips on how to get started with your account. We'll begin with a quick account overview, and then we'll move into some of the cool features available that you can use. Once you log into your account, the dashboard will be your home screen. Depending on your role, your tab options at the top may vary. If you're an admin, you'll have the admin tab, whereas if you're a teacher, you'll have the groups tab. Students will only have the first 4 tabs. In your dashboard, you can also find your recent edits, which are videos that you're currently working on. Hovering over each thumbnail will allow you to easily access the edit. If you select Manage Account, you will be taken to the Account Settings page. Here you can view your account details and connect to external sources. Use storage is the amount of cloud storage taken up by your organization, which refers to media uploaded by users. Use time is the total amount of export minutes used by all of your users when they publish videos. The Projects tab is where collaboration starts. To create a new project, simply select the blue plus icon at the bottom right. There are 3 different project types: personal, collaborative, and shared. Personal projects are used for solo projects that do not require collaboration. Collaborative projects allow users to view and edit each other's content. This is utilized for optimal collaboration. Shared projects allow users to access the same shared media folder within a project, however, they do not have access to other users' edits. The Media tab is where you will find any content that you import or capture. If you select the blue plus icon at the bottom right, you can import media from the local storage on your device, or you can import from an external source, such as Google Drive, Dropbox, OneDrive, and more. The Exports tab is where all finalized videos will be found. Each export will have its own unique URL and details at the bottom. Here you can download your export and many other icons. The Admin Members tab is for license management. This is where you can view user profiles and add or remove members. If you select Add Members, you will discover the 5 available options for adding members into your organization. The Admin Settings tab is for managing permission settings for each role. This allows you to enable or disable restrictions for external resource connection and media access. At this point, you're now ready to dive into the editor. Let's get started. Begin by going back to your dashboard and opening an edit. You can either select Create New or go into an existing edit. The section at the top right of the screen is where you can view previews of any media clips, motion titles, or transitions prior to adding them into the timeline. The timeline is this lower section at the bottom of the screen that contains all of the content in your video. Anytime you add media, captions, or effects to your video, it will be here. The blue playhead will move throughout the track and your video will be shown in the preview. The section at the top left is where you'll select content to drag and drop into your timeline. The Stock Media tab is where you can find content from our Essentials library. This gives you access to 1 million media clips of stock footage, images, and audio. My Media is where you'll access your media from within the editor. The import icon prompts you with the same importing pop-up from the Media tab. Any content you import will be accessible within the editor and will also be saved to the Media tab. The record icon allows you to either screen record, webcam record, or both simultaneously. The narrate icon allows you to create a voiceover. Any of these tools that you record with will save the media directly to your Media tab. Text is where you will find all of our motion titles, static captions, and callouts. The Audio tab gives you access to music and sound effects provided by WeVideo. Transitions are effects that you can apply to the beginning or end of a clip, such as fading in or out. Backgrounds offer a variety of content you can use to replace the green screen backdrop when you use the Color King tool. Now that we've covered the basics of navigating throughout your account, let's learn how to add media, captions, transitions, and other tips and tricks that you can use in your timeline. To add a media clip into your timeline, simply drag and drop it. Let's give it a try. We're going to take this clip from our Essentials library and drag it into the Video 1 track of our timeline. Next, let's add an image from our Media tab. Adding audio is quick and easy too. As you can see, it's very easy to add content, whether it's from our stock library or your personal media. It's a simple drag and drop. To add a caption into your timeline, go to the Text tab and choose from our selection. You can preview the motion title before adding it into the timeline. Just like any other media file, to add a motion title, you just simply drag and drop it. Make sure to add it into the layer above your video track. To customize your motion title, you can double-click into it to open its Properties tab. Here you can modify the text, font, and color. You can also easily change the scale and positioning of your caption. Finally, let's add a transition in between our media clips. Now that we know how to add content to the timeline, let's learn how to utilize multiple layers. To add an additional layer, select the plus icon on the left side of the screen. You can add as many video and audio layers as you want. You can even customize their title. You can adjust the size of the preview to display more layers in the timeline. There's also the option to zoom in or out in the timeline with the tool at the bottom right. This allows for more precise editing when working with shorter clips. When you begin adding multiple layers, it's important to understand the concept of layering. Whichever layer is on top in the timeline is the layer that will be visible in the preview. Let's add more media to our new layer so that we can apply the picture-in-picture effect. To apply this effect, double-click into the media clip, change its scale, and move it around. We can apply transitions to as many clips as we want, so let's add a couple to the beginning and end of this one. Let's see how that looks. You can also modify the opacity of a clip to give it the effect of transparency. This can be done by highlighting a clip and selecting to show the opacity levels. When you drag the green line, that'll change the opacity. You can select it to add more keyframes. As you can see in the preview, the transparency of the clip changes depending on its opacity level. To take layering a step further, we can use this to create the green screen effect. To create the green screen effect, drag the green screen footage into the layer above the media clip that you want to be the background. Let's use some space stock footage from our Essentials library. Once you have properly placed your media clips, double-click into the green screen clip to display its properties. Select the Fifth tab to use the color keying tool. The next step is where the magic happens. Simply click on the dropper tool, click on the green in your media clip, and then the green screen effect instantly gets applied. Next up on our list of tips and tricks is using the Ken Burns animation, or adding animations and movements to still images. The Ken Burns animation is a great effect that you can apply to images and videos. To apply this animation to a clip, double-click into it to open the properties, then select the second tab to use the animation tool. First, you must select a starting point. This is where the animation begins. Next, you need to select an endpoint. This is where the frame is slowly going to animate towards. That would look a little something like this. You don't necessarily need to zoom in or zoom out. You can also move from one side of the screen to the other. Another great way of using this tool is for creating the rolling credits effect. To do this, go to the static folder of the text tab, select End Credits, and drag that in. As you can see, it does not move. Once the caption is placed in the timeline, double-click into it to use the animation tool in the clip properties. We'll start by dragging the caption down here, and then for the endpoint, we'll choose it to be up here. Once the animation is applied, we'll see the rolling credits effect. Last but not least, let's learn how to capture content by utilizing our screen recording, webcam recording, and voiceover tools. To capture content with our recording tools, navigate back to the My Media tab. If you select Record, you will have three options: webcam recording, screen recording, where you choose the audio source and then the screen, and you have the option to do dual recording, which is both simultaneously. It's very common for users to use the dual recording feature and apply the picture-in-picture effect to their webcam recording so that it's in the corner at the top of their screen while the main background is the screen recording. This is great for recording lessons in the classroom. If you select the Narrate tool, this allows you to create a voiceover that you can then add to your audio track. Any content that you capture will be saved to the My Media tab. When you're done with your video and ready to publish it, select Finish and set the title of your export. Here you'll be able to select the resolution, choose an export destination, and modify the privacy of the video. One cool secret is that if you select audio only, you can convert any video into a podcast. When you're ready to export, simply select Export and you're good to go. We hope this was enough tips and tricks to help you get started with creating content with WeVideo. Please feel free to reach out to our support team at support@wevideo.com if you have any questions. Now you can start creating today.
Good day everyone, I am Shimmerhill A. Gayao and I'm going to report Storybird, book creator and peer-to-peer tutoring. Storybird is a unique language art tool that lets anyone make visual stories in seconds. Storybird's embedded with four main functions: reading, writing, discovering, and sharing. You can search this on the Google Storybird.com. You can use this platform to make your own stories. There are three formats: the long form book, picture book, and poetry format. Long form book uses artwork as a scaffolding. Long form stories created by Storybird users can be lengthy novels serialized into multiple chapters or a short story viewed on a single page. It is now available throughout Storybird but still in beta for classrooms with full integration for teachers. Like for example, sa long form book kay Wattpad, where sa Wattpad makabuhat ka og imuhang cover sa imuhang libro. The same prapod ni siya ani sa long form book where you can drag the photo para sa imong cover sa imong story. Picture book format where you can arrange pictures in a sequence. The picture book format allows students to write a short visual story similar to children's book. To create a visual story, students simply need to drag and drop images and write a short text. For example, kanang mga storybook nato nga mga Cinderella, Snow White, kini siya, ikaw na ang mag-decide kung unsa ang iyahang picture, then ikaw ra pod ang magsulat kung unsa na siya nga story. Unsa na siya nga linya sa story. And poetry format is to create connection in your mind between words and images. The poem format enables students to create poetry using a single image and preloaded words provided by Storybird or by the teachers. Book Creator is an open-ended book creating app that unleashes creativity. You can create your teaching resources or have your student reins. You can combine text, images, audio, and video to create interactive stories, digital portfolios, research, journals, poetry books, science report, and instructional material. You can search this on Google bookcreator.com. Here are examples of what you can see inside the Book Creator. My libraries, where you could set up libraries for your class by topic, age, level, or even create separate libraries for each student and have them create a portfolio of work for the school year. Next this is the title of the book that you want to read, and you can find this in one of the library category. Book Creator is designed to teach students by getting them excited about creating their own books on the topics they are learning about. Students can upload images, choose from emojis, make recording and videos, and create and then share a finished book they wrote. You just need to publish your book in Book Creator so it can be accessible to everyone.
Next is enhancing language skills through email activities. Email activities are very good to develop language skills. Through some email activities that can be facilitated by a teacher, the students are given the opportunity to practice and demonstrate their learning and writing skills, and also may enhance their ICT skills. It is a great way to strengthen their communication skills in future preferences.
First is pen pal activities. This is a common form of email project called electronic pen pals or EPALs. Through this activity, the students can practice their written communication skills and can learn different foreign language skills, for example, Korean language, Japanese language, Chinese language, and so on.
Next is the site ePulse. You can search it from the URL given above. This site provides access to students around the world, a safe way to communicate and customizable learning experience, wherein you can collaborate with other classes all around the world. It enriches K-12 learning in the classroom to create a real-world, culturally enriching learning experiences for students. With ePulse Classroom Matching, teachers can connect their classes with other classes around the world who are interested in collaborating on a special project together. So here is the logo of ePulse site. And now for us to really know how to use and what are the things the apps offer, I provided a short clip coming from the advertisement of ePulse site. Please watch and listen carefully.
The best learning experiences connect people to ideas and to each other. When that happens, you're ready to create moments of discovery, the sparks that ignite a lifelong passion for learning. ePals makes these moments possible every day. ePals gives you a safe, simple, and effective way to introduce new concepts, explore new cultures, and foster the authentic personal connections that turn abstract ideas into life-changing student experiences. This incredible journey starts with a single step, using ePal's classroom matching feature to connect with learners around the world who share your interests and objectives. Intelligent filters like language preference, age range, class size, and geography empower you to find the best possible classroom partners. And there's nothing like the thrill when you've made your first match. As an ePals member, you'll find a library of classroom-ready, standards-based projects that closely align with your curriculum. You can also create and publish new projects that other members can join. And inside each project workspace, you'll get the latest social learning tools, including private blogs, media galleries, and discussion forums that bring your collaborations to life, safely helping your students put learning into their own hands. With ePal's new classroom workspaces, we make it easier for you to create, manage, assess, and grade student work. In ePal's learning centers, your students can develop skills independently with materials from trusted educational brands like Smithsonian, National Geographic, and Cobblestone and Cricket. And best of all, it's free to join. It's safe for students of all ages and proven effective by millions of educators and learners in 200 countries worldwide. Help your students create their own moments of discovery. Become an ePals member today.
Now that you have seen ePulse, let us now proceed to the other app, namely Empathica. It empowers teachers and students to explore the world through experience that sparks curiosity, kindness, and empathy. You can sign up for a free account on their website and choose the activities that connect to your learning goals for students. After you indicate your weekly availability, Empathica will match you with another classroom. You can then virtually meet your matched teacher and choose the time your classes will connect. It combines live video with activities designed to foster meaningful connections among students ages 5 to 14. Here is the logo of Empathica. And now again, for us to really know how to use and what are the things the apps offer, I provided a short clip coming from the advertisement of Empathica's site. Please watch and listen carefully.
Who we learn from and who we know create the foundation for how we think about others. Empathica is a free online learning tool for educators that connects students with their peers around the world to build relationships and deepen empathy. Our activities are developed by educators for educators and integrate seamlessly with your existing curriculum. To start today, visit empathico.org and select Sign up for free. Complete your classroom details, including student ages, activity preferences, and your typical weekly schedule. Empathica will find a list of potential classrooms for you to match with. Once you are matched, use the video and messaging tools to meet your partner teacher. Discuss the activity you'll do together and set the date and time for your students to meet. Empathica will manage time zone differences for you. You can also use Empathica's built-in tech test to check that your camera, microphone, and internet connection all work. Empathica provides resources like room setup tips and practice exercises to help you prepare your students for a successful meeting with your partner classroom. Currently, Empathica is for students ages 6 to 11 who can converse in English or Spanish. Classrooms need access to the internet and a computer or device with a camera. Empathica. Sign up today to connect your students to the world.
tutoring. Using email communications, students will be provided with opportunities to practice their mentoring skills apart from enhancing their language skills. Examples are online tutoring platform like ESL Teachers or home-based tutoring. The main goal of peer tutoring is to help students who have not yet mastered a certain subject or skill, and it provides a way of helping students when these two things have not been enough for them to master the material at hand.
We all know that email is a very powerful tool for people who work and study, especially connecting through the people through online. So this app, as an expert, is an enabling mobile line chat platform which allows customers of mobile operators directly connect to their own experts in diverse fields, categories, and specialties for real-time knowledge dimension and insights expert.
And now we have round robin stories. So what is round robin stories? Round robin writing is a learning activity where students work together to create their own story. So what is the purpose of this? The purpose of this is to get students to work cooperatively, practice creativity, and to work in their writing skills in a fun and engaging way. So here are the steps on how to perform round robin writing. First off, split the class into groups of 3 to 5 students. Second, provide a writing prompt to the topic of their story. Third, have one student to start the story by writing a sentence. Fourth, this student will then pass the paper to the student of their right. Fifth, this student reads the first sentence and write a sentence to describe what happened next. Sixth, the paper is passed around the circle to each student who add their own sentences to contribute to the story. And lastly, the activity and when the time is up or when the story is finished. And that is the end of our topic. Once again, we are the group Skinner and thank you for listening.